What is up, sales quota maker? In this video we're covering all theory that you need to know to build your lead list in Web3. We're gonna cover what's ICP, persona, what are the rules for creating the lead list, and then we can jump into starting and creating the first lead list in the next video. But answering that question, why do you need to know how to build a lead list? This is the most important thing in the prospecting. If you create a list of prospects that don't need your product, no matter how good your copy is, no matter how good your product is, people will never buy because it's not relevant for them. I'm gonna teach you exactly the exact framework how you do this, how you not waste your time, and how you make your quota in Web3 sales. So let's go. The first thing that you need to know is ICP, account, and persona. What are they? This is all abbreviations and they are widely used in sales. So the ICP is ideal customer profile. This is the ideal picture of the customer that you need to be selling to, because your product or service solves a problem, and it solves a problem for certain category of people. For example, if you are looking for like right now in Sweden it's starting to get cold. If I'm looking for a warm clothes, then I'm gonna for the shop. I have a problem, I need a warm clothes. But if I would be in India right now or in Dubai or whatever else, I don't need the minus 30 degrees coat, because there's no such need for that. So you're gonna be selling only for people that really need your product, that your product is solving problems for them. And in the ideal world, you categorize them in a specific category. For example, it can be wallets in Web3 context, it can be exchanges if you solve some exchange problems. If you solve problems for market makers, then your ideal customer profile is a market maker. And then you just start stacking different words on top of it. Accounts, personas, what are they? Accounts is the same word for companies. So like a list of accounts is a list of companies, and when you define your category that your ICP is, let's say, central exchange that has been running in business for more than 5 years, this is your ICP. And then accounts is just a list of companies that match this persona, that match this profile. And then persona is the person. So account and ICP is more on the company level, and persona is for people. Persona would be chief marketing officer or founder or chief executive officer or product manager. This is the who exactly you target in this company. Let's say if you know that you're selling the product that solves problems for central exchanges, then you think, okay, so I sell the product and we solve problems for product managers. Then you go and you target product managers. Or you know that you are selling this, your product solves the problems for engineers, so you go and you start targeting engineering managers or CTO or people that are managing engineers, that having problems with engineers, the ones who would benefit actually from using your product. Very easy. So your goal is to deliver very good message to about a very good product and service, like relevant one, to the right people. Because if you mess this step up, it doesn't matter how good your copy are, doesn't matter how good your product is, people won't care because you don't solve problems for them and your outreach is worthless. So building the list of right people, of right accounts that you need to be reaching out is the most crucial and vital step in your success. If you mess up here, then whole your sales process is messed up. Now, what are the rules? You need to be list building either daily or weekly or monthly. But the idea here is that you are building new lists always. You're always adding new prospects, new accounts to your lists. Because why is this important? Because if you stop doing this at a certain point of time, you can end up in the point where you outreach to everybody. So then you cannot prospect anyone. The prospecting is frozen. And when you do not prospect, this is the key of all of your problems. If you don't do prospecting, then you don't sell enough, then you don't close enough, then here and there. Any problem in sales is solved by adding more volume to it, having more people coming into your pipeline and selling on them. The problem for industry is that our industry is very small, so you need to be very effective with people that you're adding to your pipeline, because you can quickly burn through your whole lead list with unquality outreach, and at the end of the day burn all the bridges. You don't want this. You want to get the relevant message about the relevant product to the relevant people, and the better you work with lists, the better you understand who is your ideal customer profile, what kind of problems you're solving, the easier it will be for you. But the rule of thumb, you need to be creating new lists and adding new lists either daily, weekly or monthly. Block yourself a calendar day or a calendar 2 hours, 1 hour to create a list for yourself. If you're doing this daily, even like 15 minutes would do, doing a quick research, finding new people, adding them to the list and prospecting the next day. Then Beginning of the quarter, in the most cases, and in the ideal world, you want to do more prospecting in the beginning of the quarter, like 70%, you do 70% of prospecting, and then middle of the quarter, you do 20% of prospecting, and the end of the quarter, you do like 10% of the prospecting. You ask me why? The reason is very simple, because you want to close. In the beginning, you want to generate huge pipeline, and then you are working to close this pipeline. If you focus like 20, like if you split it like 30, then you have a chance of not hitting your goals by the end of the quarter. So it's important to always prospect more in the beginning, get more conversations started, and then close them down the line, but slowly decreasing your prospecting. And then at your first, when you build your first account lead list, then you base the persona list on it. So at first you build a list of companies, let's say Binance, OKEx, and everybody else. And then using this list, you start looking for people in them, like CTO, managers, directors, I don't know, business developers, and etc. Accuracy here is key. What I mentioned to you, being lazy will double your work down the line. If you're lazy right now, you don't build very good lists, you don't filter out wrong people, you don't filter out wrong accounts, you just spend more time on outreaching wrong people. And even more, sometimes people get mad because they receive the message from it and it's completely irrelevant, and they're gonna be mad at you and they don't want to have a business with you in the future. So you are kind of burning bridges. You need to be sending good and relevant message to relevant people. Even if it's 10 people, like it's better to send 10 10 messages to relevant people than not. But if your total lead list is 10 people and your ICP has ended up, then you have a problem. That is, think about your product. Maybe you need to expand the product. Maybe you need to solve more problems for more people. Because if your total addressable market is 10 people, then this is not business. This is just jokes. Or maybe you're doing some high level, like your top 10 accounts is like the largest companies in web3, and you solve them very huge problems and this kind of like complex enterprise sale, then it's a total different case. But if you're just selling some regular stuff that is not 7 figures per year, even not 6 figures per year, then and your total list is for 10 people, then think about this again. Advanced tip, you should be using account triggers, and we're gonna cover this later down in the course. Account triggers, for example, if you see that company was just funded, it's a very good opportunity to reach out to them, because now they have money and you can help to solve the problem. For example, if you're selling, I don't know, HR services, and you see that somebody started hiring 10 new positions, this is the trigger for you to reach out, because this is relevant for them right now, and then your outreach can be super relevant. But Web3 sales gym tip. Many sellers say that selling to HR is actually the hardest persona to have. I tried to sell to HR once in my life. It was a very short time, maybe for 2-3 months. It wasn't super successful. But what I learned is that the reason why this is happening, because HR department is very far away from the decision power, from the CEO, from the founder, from any people that are making decisions in the company. So in order for them to justify any investment from their end, anything from their end, they need to have a very solid business case that they bring to the power, and then they agree with the power. It's a very different context. If, for example, you go and sell it to CEO, you might think that, oh, this is hardest. No. If you go to CEO, you mean the CEO has the ability to make decision right now, and they would immediately tell you if this is a good fit or not a good fit. And if it's HR that do not have control over the business, they always need to consult, they always need to understand what the management is thinking about this. You're having one more layer of complexity, and you need to anyway speak with their managers, with the CEOs, with founders, with people that make decisions. Because HR, in majority, in general rule of thumbs, they're not decision makers, and if you're selling to a not decision maker, you anyway need to get an intro to decision makers. So your sales cycle is lengthened, and this is why it's making hard. In comparison, if you're selling to CTO can make decisions for themselves. If you make them a clear case that your solution can help save them, I don't know, $10,000 per month, then it's an easier decision. Next, how to find ICP and persona to build your first lead list. Your And ideally, your management will tell you, your founders or sales managers or whoever else is above you and has been doing this business longer than you. They will tell you who is your ICP. But if you do not have that, or you see that their ICP is not working, what you can do is, first you can analyze the companies and people that you have already sold to, that your company have sold to in the past. Who bought the most? Just look for try to spot different patterns. What is the category of the company? Is it wallet, DEX? What is their size? Are they big? Are they large? Are they small? Are they recently funded, not funded? Who have you been having conversations with? Is it CTO? Is it CEO? Is it founders? Is it whoever? And try to understand what is the pattern here? What is the success here? Who brought you to success? And then just do more of that. If you don't have anything, you have never sold anything to anyone, then think about whose problems your product is solving, like what kind of problems you solve, and just go to those people, because then you need to start basically experimenting. Like if you see that your product is solving problems for NFT marketplaces, then go for biggest NFT marketplaces, middle NFT marketplaces, small NFT marketplaces, outreach all of them and see who's going to have the best result. You need to build your first account list using criteria that you found. They often include niche, like NFT collection, DeFi, wallet, centralized finance, layer 2. This is how you can build and create lead list. You are filtering for different stuff. Then you can also go for ecosystems, because you can target different ecosystems. It can be EVM, Solana, Near, Cosmos. It can be overall multi-chain, doesn't care for you who to sell to. Typically you want to filter for size, for employees, or amount of users that they have, amount of TVL that they have if this is DeFi, amount of funding, are they funded, not funded, how much funding have they got, million, 5 million, 10 million, series A, B, C. These are all different criteria that you can start tingling and creating your first lead list. After you have this account list, then you're finding the ICP persona. Who is your persona? Once you have the account, it's very easy to find the personas in them, and once you find the persona, you get their contact data like emails, phone numbers, LinkedIn's, Telegrams, etc, 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 and you start outreaching them. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do all of this list, so don't worry about that. And home training, what you need to do at home. What ICP would be the easiest for you? What kind of experience you already have? What kind of ecosystems you're already well connected to? Maybe you have worked in the past with wallets, then you have a lot of experience with wallets. Then you can easier sell to wallets than selling to, I don't know, layer 2s. Watch this video where I unpack the prospecting in general. I'm gonna link that in the link below on the left. This is a very good overview that I did about overall Web3 prospecting, because list building is just a small fraction of what we're gonna do. After list building, we're gonna do the outreach strategy. How do you outreach? How do you copyright? How do you create the messages? And then we're gonna cover all of that stuff, and this is gonna be your most profitable sales skill that you can have as a beginner in Web3, which is prospecting, getting people to the first conversation and qualifying them. Stay tuned for Friday, because on Friday I'm going to launch this video where I show you hand on hand how I build the first lead list. I will explain you the main principle and make sure that you can replicate this thing for yourself without me, because this is the ultimate goal. You don't need me to build the lead list and show it to you. You need to be able to do this yourself. So stay tuned for Friday. Leave a like under this video, get more friends, and let's start growing together. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.